Hi, I'm Tim from the Heresy group here. I've got the incredible Flir BNVDs. Now, just to let you guys know, I've been blown away by the performance of these. Massive thank you to the guys over at Flir for letting me hang on to these for so long. I've done 2 nighttime events with these now. I've spent a real big level of time behind these in the dark, and I think that's what I've seen from a lot of the reviews of these out there. They're kind of a product overview. I wanted to give you a review on the performance, but also just how incredibly well built these are. There are some comparable units out on the market that are available in Europe that are twice the cost of this. Now, these are entry level at £3,800. Yes, big gasp. There is no cheap way into night vision, and for the amount of product that you're actually buying, £4 grand is a real steal for these. Now, if you are pushing to the 51 field of view and you've got the Gen 2 Plus HDI, which is the unit I've got here, it sits at about 4,500, so you are paying an extra, £1,000 for the higher level of Gen 2 Plus and also for the 51 field of view, and I will talk about that a little bit later. Now, the unit itself, as you can see from some of these product shots, is incredibly well made, very sturdy, and the main thing that I noticed as soon as I held this up, I actually picked this up at the Enforce Tax show last year in Germany and held it and just thought, wow, what a solid unit. When you look at things like Anvis 6, Anvis 9, Mod 3s, whatever, they don't feel as rugged and as compact as this unit does. And also you have a lot of flexibility. You've got your interpupillarity screws on the side, and essentially that allows you to dial out and dial in the tubes to get them perfectly inlined in front of your eyes. Lots of functionality here. You've got your manual gain, you've got a built-in IR illuminator. This runs on a CR123 battery, like I mentioned before. It will run on a AA, it will also run on a AAA if required. You get the same level of power, you just get lower battery life. So I've got a CR123 in here. It will come either on 2 mounts. You've got a dovetail in here, and you've also got like a weaver type rail, like a micro weaver, and it will run on a variety different of mount systems for your helmets. I actually massively advocate the dovetail, and I will explain why in a moment. The amount of adjustment you've got then, you can have these completely folded up and they will automatically switch off when they're turned up, and they do fold back onto the helmet. Why is that important? People said, yes, it looks cool, but tactically and from a functionality perspective, why is that cool? This is why I like the dovetail. You can literally clip the unit in like that and it's ready to go. So you can see it out here on the front of the helmet. A lot of the weight then is towards the front, and actually in my hand it is pulling the unit forward. By having them folded back, it really brings the center of kind of the mass of this back onto the unit. So it means it's, there's less weight in your counterweight, there's less weight overall on your helmet. So if I just put this on like so, you can see that without the chin strap done up with these folded back, it actually sits on the helmet incredibly well. With it folded forward, there's a little bit more wobble just because so much more of the weight is out the front. So if you're not using these, the best thing to do is have them up and back in this stowed position. When you are going to bring them down in front of your face, all you need to do on this particular Wilcox mount is fold them down like so, and they lock into position. Now, if you are navigating, if you're moving around with the night vision on like this, it's very easy then for you to fold one up. Now, why would that be something that you're going to do? Why is it a technical use case for using these night vision? For me, it means that we've gone into a brighter area and I'm going to use the optics on the weapon. So I can keep this one folded down if I am still scanning around, or if we're in kind of a low light area, and I can engage with the optics. As soon as that target's down or we're going to be moving on, I can then fold that down and it will automatically come back on, and then I can navigate around. The adjustment dials at the top again will move the units in and out, so you can get them nicely set in front of your eyes. So when they fold down, they essentially stop in the position that is going to be best suited to your eyes. Again, you can fold them up on both sides, or you could fold both up if needed, and just for the speed access, rather than having to fold them all the way down, you could quickly put them up like this while you're in a building. If you're doing some map reading, or you're going to work under low light, then as soon as you are ready to go again, you can just fold them back down and be able to move on. So there's a lot of technical capability as well as the functionality that it comes with, that capability of being able to fold them up. Yes, they look cool, but also being able to balance them well and being able to have the modularity of running either eye if needed is also very, very good. The build quality on these is incredible. I've just, considering this is a demo unit and I've used a fair amount of hours behind it now, I've taken it out on the ground, obviously took it to a full weekend Milsim. It got a lot of attention, a lot of people wanted to know about this product, and I think that's why doing an overview of it and then also doing kind of an in-depth review was so required, and massive thank you to the guys at Flir for letting me hang on to these for so long. So guys, just wanted to give this a bit of a demo outside, just to show the difference of what you can see. It's a very, very dark night tonight, so just filming up towards the sky now. There's no moon out, it's very, very overcast. The only real light that is coming is actually some lights from inside the house. But other than that, it's very, very dark out here. So I just want to kind of give you a rough idea of what you're going to see and how different of a picture you get when you're looking through night vision. I will try and get to focus just so you can see how sharp this image is, looking back towards the house and then over into my neighbour's garden. But just looking around the garden, you've got a really good distance there of about 10-15 metres, and as you can see, the camera is struggling to focus a little bit, but it is incredibly dark. And just as I walk around, you can really see the difference in clarity that you get from this, and it is a very, very good level of detail that you get. Looking right down in front of us here, you can see the panel, the grain in the fence, and you can actually see about so just to that end of that gate, then up the side of the house, which is incredibly dark. So just moving that back, the side alley area is real the darkest part. You can see down there no problem. That is 26 meters away, and then looking to the houses over the road as well, try and get the camera to focus. You can see right down there as well. We are getting a little bit of bloom from the lights from the inside of the house, but you can really see how sensitive that is. And even looking up towards the sky, you can really see there's no moonlight at all, no stars or anything like that. A really good test for this, again, just to pull that way, you can see absolutely nothing, and then back in front, a very, very clear picture, very, very nice level of optics. There's no spots, there's no marks or anything, and no grain. You can see there a very, very clear image from this night vision. This is a very incredible unit. The level of Gen 2 Plus is better than I've ever seen before. I've spent a lot of time behind Gen 2 Plus units. I've owned 2 myself. I've gone through this step of getting like the cheapest Gen 1, then buying a cheap Gen 2, then buying a good Gen 2, and now I've got a Gen 3 unit. How does this compare then? Because a lot of people have said to me, what would be your choice if you had to go and get one of these as Gen 2 Plus or a Gen 3 monocular? And it's an age-old debate that's been going on forever. If you look on any forum, any night vision group, you'll always have people arguing, between the two. If you've never used night vision before, if you are new to night vision and you're looking for an expensive first step onto the ladder, this is definitely the way to go. Definitely. You're going to be able to see clearer, you're going to be able to navigate easier. Having both eyes under night vision stops the kind of black and green mesh that your brain takes a little while to get used to doing. By simply folding down these in front of your eyes, it's a very easy and very good user experience just for the user to be able to flip these down and be able to get on with it. Everyone I showed these to at the weekend that had not seen through night vision before or was an early night vision adopter was absolutely blown away by these, and I will put some night vision footage in now taken through this device. The tubes are very clear, there's a lot of adjustment on the manual gain as well, so you can dial that right down if you're in a bright environment. If someone's trying to light you up with floodlights, you could still use this device and not have to completely fold it away if someone's put some bright light. You can just dial that right down. It's going to give you a much bigger upper hand over the rest of the other users that are out there. When you get back into the dark again, wind that manual gain right up and you're going to have as much amplification as possible. So this is the 51 field of view version. Now, how much difference does that make over the 40s? Now, my personal unit has got 40s. I've looked for a lot of devices. All my devices have had 40s, and these are 51s. I didn't massively notice, but then at the same time, I hadn't got 2 sets of binoculars to compare. If I had a set of 40s and a set of 51s, maybe I could do a comparison between the two, but with the way that cameras actually attached to the back of these, it's very, very difficult to show that. Now, with the numbers itself, you're going to see, 25% more of a wider field of view. Are you going to notice that as a first time user? Definitely not. Did I even notice it myself after someone that's been behind Envy a lot? Not really. If you are someone that's got binoculars, or you've got dual tubes, or you've got a mono, and you definitely want to take a leap to that very top echelons of what's commercially available, then the 51s is definitely the way to go. But if you're new to MV, or you're a user that say got 50 to 100 hours underneath your belt, I would definitely go for the 40s. They're a lot cheaper and could be a good option. The 51 is definitely for the more experienced user, and you are going to notice the kind of enhancement more. Nice thing about this unit as well is you have screw-in demist shields or protective shields on the front and the rear lenses as standard, which is incredible. I'm just going to unscrew this here. As you can see, you've got this little protective shield and it screws into the back lens. That's going to stop that back lens from being shot or damaged during your gameplay, and there's also one in the front as well. I think that's a big consideration towards the airsoft market. If you're using these for hunting, or you're using these for stalking animals, you don't need that. But for this, I think it's a really, really nice thing that Armasight have put in, and it's obviously going to protect that unit from any damage. The lenses on the front of this are incredibly small, so they're smaller than my thumb tip. So if someone does cap you in the lens, it's going to be a difficult shot to make. The 40s are much larger. Obviously, it sounds strange, but the 40 lens is actually a lot larger than the 50. The 50s are actually much smaller, but this is an incredible unit, and after spending some time behind it, I do absolutely love it. The build quality, the functionality, everything is very, very good. You can pick these up in the US, you can pick these up all over Europe, you can pick them up in the UK. Some places do finance on them if you did want to go down that route, but as an entry level to night vision, if you do not want to go down the route of monoculars and all that sort of thing, this is an incredible unit. Something that I am going to be very sad about giving back. If you have any questions on this, if there's anything you want to ask, anything that you want to see regarding, more night vision, more products from Flir, I do want to get my hands on their breach, their thermal unit. So if there's anything you do want to know, please let me know. But for me, if you are looking towards getting night vision, this is the option that I would go for. Yes, they're slightly more expensive than going out for a monocular setup, but these are absolutely incredible. You are never ever going to have to buy another set of night vision in all the time that you play Airsoft. You will not want to upgrade from these. They are absolutely incredible. The build quality is good. All of the services, all of the guarantees, warranties, and everything that Flir offer is also very, very good on these products. They get damaged, broken, whatever, then you know that there is a place within Europe that you can get them fixed, and that's the most difficult thing about all night vision products. So yeah, absolute 10 from me. If you are interested in these, there'll be some links in the description below to go and find yourself a distributor. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.